Hi guys, so this is my first time ever doing a video or whatnot, but I had the idea to kind of do in a way a Bible study. I don't know, kind of just share some of the things that I've gotten from my readings. So in the Bible, readings in the Bible. Okay, fun times in the Bible. So what I have here today comes from the book of Esther. Esther. I don't know what made me think to read this book because I usually stick to like Matthew, Mark, John, Luke, what everyone knows. But yesterday I decided to do something different, and I'm glad because God blessed my spirit with everything that I read. So I'm going to just go ahead and jump into the storyline, I guess, and basically give you the lessons behind it and everything. So Esther becomes queen after Vashti disobeys the king. So King Xerxes, I think that's how you pronounce his name, he looks for a queen, and they're searching the provinces and stuff like that. But Esther's uncle, Mordecai, um, basically tells her about it, sends her to the palace or whatever, where they're housing all the women, to basically who are in the running for queen. And Mordecai and Esther are actually Jews. So that's basically the primary part of the backstory that you need to know. So as the story goes on, it talks about Mordecai saving the king's life because Esther is the queen. So he finds out. It says in Esther 2:22. In those days, while Mordecai sat in the king's gate, two of the king's chamberlains, Bigthan and Teresh, of those which kept the door, were wroth and sought to lay hand on the king Xerxes. And the thing was known to Mordecai, who told it unto Esther the queen, and Esther certified the king thereof in Mordecai's name. So basically what it just said is it was two guards who were upset with the king, and they was like, we're gonna assault him, kill him, whatever. But Mordecai goes ahead and tells Esther, saving the king's life. So that is put to rest for a few years. Like, no one speaks on it. They're like, thanks, appreciate it, doc, like, and leave it at that. Like, they don't say nothing else. And so the next time we hear about Mordecai is in chapter, I think, 3, about Haman. So Haman is this guy that the king promotes within the kingdom, and basically almost like the right hand man of the king, I guess, in a way. But Mordecai refuses to bow to him. He don't exalt him when he come through. He don't show no fear for him. Like, he just ain't messing with Haman. Mordecai is not messing with Haman at all. And this upsets Haman. But the truth is, Haman actually has a vendetta against the Jews. And I guess Mordecai in some way sensed this and knew that Haman had very ill intentions. So as time goes on, the king finally thinks about Mordecai. It's like 2 or 3 years pass. So in between these 2 or 3 years, you got this. They've sent out a decree to every province in the land that the Jews are to be killed, slaughtered, assaulted, like, get rid of the Jews. Basically a genocide. If you think about the Holocaust, this very much resembled the Holocaust. Like, very weird. Because the Jews were being persecuted on a very wide basis. And so in between all this going on, Mordecai in a way is stressed out, but they still fasted and prayed because they had faith. Thank God for the Jews showing their faith. But as the time goes on, one night, the king thinks of Mordecai, I guess. He thinks God compels him to look at his records. So in chapter 6, it says, chapter 6 and 1, on that night could not the king sleep. So he couldn't sleep. And he commanded to bring the book of records of the Chronicles, where they keep all the events, and they were read before the king. So someone read them to the king, and it was found written that Mordecai had told of Bigthana and Teresh. Those were the two guards that wanted to kill him. Two of the king's chamberlains, the keepers of the door, who sought to lay hand on the king Xerxes. Okay, just explain that. And go down to 6 and 3. We're going to read that too. And the king said, what honor and dignity hath been done to Mordecai for this? Then said the king's servants that ministered unto him, there is nothing done for him. So I'm going to stop right here to say this. You've done your good deed for years. You've been doing what you're supposed to do for years, but it seems like the enemy is continuously coming against you. Guess what? Your blessing is coming. God is going to cause someone to think of you. God is going to put your name on somebody's roster. He's going to put your name on their list to call back for that job interview that you've been wanting. He's going to put you on the list for that scholarship that you've been asking for. God is going to think of you just because you've been going through. Continue to fast and pray, and he will come through. But do not give up. Continue to do your good work and continue to stand for the word of God through no matter what. Even if it gets bad, even if the enemy is persecuting you like they're doing the Jews. Continue to do your good work. And so it says 6 and 4. And the king said, who is in the court? Now Haman was coming to the outer court of the king to speak unto the king to hang Mordecai on the gallows that he had prepared for him. So Haman in all this time, he done prepared the gallows for Mordecai because he really got beef with this dude. So he ready to kill him, and he think, the king is gonna grant his wishes or whatnot. Well, let's continue on because the story gets good. Okay. And so it says, the king asked Mordecai, he says, what should be, he asked Haman, my bad. He asked Haman, what shall be done unto the man whom the king delighted to honor? Now Haman thought in his heart, because he got a big head, he think he the and a bag of chips, and he ain't. And so he says, now Haman thought in his heart, to whom would the king delight to honor more than myself? Mordecai. Anyways, and so Haman, goes on to say, let him get the royal apparel, get the clothes that the king wore, parade him around the town like a prince. He's thinking in all this time that he's talking about himself. Well, guess what? 6 and 10 goes on to tell us that the king says, make haste. Like, do it quickly. Like, don't be playing with my time. Make haste. Hurry up and take the apparel and the horse, as thou hast said. As you just said, take all that stuff. As you just said, whatever you said, go do that. And do even so to Mordecai the Jew. Go give all that stuff you just said. Go give it to Mordecai. And that sitteth the Jew, and let nothing fail of thou that hast spoken. Don't leave nothing out. And then it says, then Haman took the apparel and the horse and arrayed Mordecai and brought him on horseback through the street of the city and proclaimed before him, thus shall it be done unto the man whom the king delighteth to honor. And Mordecai came again to the king's gate. Okay, we're going to stop right there. Let's talk about this. Your enemy is going to have to praise you. Your enemy is going to exalt you. So stop worrying about your enemy and what they're doing and what they're doing to you. Stop. Because guess what? God will use your enemy to bless you. Let me say that one more time because I don't think you heard me. The enemy, God will use the enemy. The enemy. God will use the enemy. E-N-E-M-Y. The enemy to bless you. Yeah, the one that been taking you through that. He will use them to bless you. Okay? And so, that is the end of it. Just remember, the main points have been to continue your good works no matter what. God will come through whenever you need him. And your enemies will be used to bless you. Now, I got way more lessons out of Esther than just that. So just continue to read. I guess I could list them out for you. The scriptures that I read from. That would take some time that I don't have right now. So, yeah, thanks for listening.